at someone's house. Who are you people? So without further ado, Kenny, if you could, but before we start, I guess, there's no American flag, but there's one on my phone. Oh,
Just use the wall.
okay, there's one right here. There we go, we improvise right here. So, without further ado, let's all start. Pledge allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, without further ado, no one wants to hear my big mouth anymore. Mr. Michel Faulkner. Thank you.
Thank you. It is my pleasure to be here with you this afternoon, and I wanted to begin with asking you a question. Why are you here? Why are we here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon? There's no football. I didn't get baseball tickets, but I can assure you it's not because the weather is good or bad. It's because if you're anything like me, you're tired of losing. I am tired of losing. I'm a Republican, I'm conservative, and I am tired of losing the civil and public dialogue because we don't have a credible messenger that holds our values. I am sick and tired of losing everywhere, not just here in New York, but nationwide. We as a party have lost our way, even though we have the ideas and the ideals which our country is desperately in need of. We don't have credible spokespeople who can stand up with credibility and with street creds and tell it like it is. That day is over. I am here. I want to be the next mayor for the city of New York. My wife and I a little bit about me. You don't know me. I was married for 31 years, and tragically last year my wife died. Oh my God. She had lupus, and she had, it had been complicated the last 6 months or so, and so we were able to say goodbye with her with grace and so forth. I have 3 grown children, and but God is good. Amen. And through God's grace, He has brought me a new bride, and I was married 3 weeks ago. Was it 3 weeks ago? And so, out of the ash heap of despair, God has brought a very bright and wonderful experience in my life. And my wife and I just recently returned. We went to Italy, and I saw the Sistine Chapel for the very first time in my life. And it was this honestly, I was moved to tears because I've been a fan of Michelangelo's since I was a child, believe it or not. I was an art major at Virginia Tech where I went to school, and then changed to communications. But Michelangelo said something. He said, the greatest danger for most of us is not that we aim too high and miss it, but that we aim too low and we hit it. We can do better. We can and we must do better. And I am here to change the dynamic of how we as Republicans and as conservatives are seen in the marketplace. Bill de Blasio is constantly telling us why we can't have something and what we need to get it. He is engaged in what Rob Page called the soft bigotry of low expectations. It's always somebody else's fault. We always need a little more. And I'm sorry, having Bill de Blasio tell us what we need to have somebody else do for us, or having the Reverend Al Sharpton show up to blame somebody for the problem, it doesn't work anymore. I'm tired of the rhetoric. Most of the people in our communities are tired of the nonsense. They want to see real solutions. They want to see principled leadership in our marketplace. The way of ideas. There are no more industrious or entrepreneurial people on the planet than New Yorkers.
That's right.
We built the Verrazano Bridge. We built the Empire State Building in the middle of the Depression. This city is a city of action-oriented people. And I'm sorry, the soft passivity of let the government do it, those days must end. And we have got to get back to a market-driven economy and a market-driven, principle-driven administration that respects that and brings the best solutions to our marketplace, to our city, in real time. That can happen. I have done this for most of my life. I have been a pastor, a social entrepreneur, and now a businessman. And by God's grace, I have been successful at all of it. I grew up in Washington, D.C., in a place that Mother Teresa said was the worst slums that she had ever seen since Calcutta. True story. In the shadow of the Capitol,
Wow.
of the White House. Absolutely. I grew up, I was raised by a single mom. And never once did I ever hear her blame white people for our problems. Never once. She always said, son, you have to be twice as good. Son, you have to work hard. Son, if one job won't do, then get two. I have never had a period in my life since I started working that I haven't had two jobs.
Wow.
I understand the value of work. And that really paid off for me when I came to New York to try out for the New York Jets. I came in 1981 to try out for the New York Jets, and I get here to training camp. I'm an undrafted free agent. I get to training camp to find out that they have 4 All-Pro defensive linemen. 4. In addition to that, that same year they drafted 3. And then they signed 2 other free agents.
Wow.
That both had NFL training camp experience the year before. And then there was me. And of all 9 of those guys, I was the shortest, I was the slowest in the 40 speed, I was the lightest in body weight, and somehow at the end of 6 weeks, I was a part of that team. Now I can tell you that I will bring that same drive, that same determination, that same get it done attitude to everything I will do, and I have done that my entire life. I'm not running because I'm a politician. I would define myself as a statesman, an entrepreneur, a true entrepreneur. And I believe that it is time for regular citizens to take our government back from career politicians. I don't just say that, I mean that. Because I am sick and tired. Listen, New York's a big place. It's a rough and tumble city. You've got to know what you're doing to step into this arena, and I know what I'm doing. I know how to bring people to the table of action, of get it done, and get it done yesterday. I know how to do that, and I don't have to have an ego. I don't have an ego that has to say, I have to be the smartest guy at the table. We have some leaders, including our president, that feels like he is or has to be the smartest guy at every table he goes to. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. You have to be able to bring people who are much smarter than you to the table, and you have to be able to champion what works and eliminate what doesn't work. Coca-Cola, probably the largest or most successful retail sales organization in the history of the world, has this very simple model, very simple philosophy for growth. Think big, act small, replicate fast. Think big, act small, replicate fast. They think globally, they act locally, and what works, they continue to replicate it wherever they go. 10 years ago, we started a not-for-profit, the Institute for Leadership. And our mantra was, we will bring scalable solutions to difficult community problems. That is how I will approach city government. Scalable solutions to difficult community problems. Everywhere there's a problem, there is somebody, somewhere, some community that has solved that problem. We need to find those working solutions, and we need to see if they can be replicated and retrofit to other areas. Now, one size does not fit all. but we can find a way to work it out. I'm telling you, New Yorkers, I have the utmost faith. When I ran for Congress against Charlie Rangel in Harlem, in that district, I found out things, I discovered things that you don't read in the New York Times. We were going up to people, we ran on 3 lines, the conservative line, the Republican line, and the Jobs Now party. We created our own line. Wow. And the Jobs Now party, we got more signatures than any other line. Our slogan was, Jobs Now, offering a hand up, not a handout. People were coming to me, and they were saying, Reverend, we don't want handouts. We want jobs. These were people in the housing projects. These were people that the media looks at and goes, oh, we have to take care of you. You don't need to take care of people. You need to leave them alone. You need to give them a job, or let them get a job. That's the heartbeat of America. Amen. That's who we really, really, really are. But somehow, as conservatives, we have allowed ourselves to get bogged down in the nonsense of you know, can we win, or do we have enough registered Republicans? No. But we have enough honest New Yorkers who are going to give Michel Faulkner a chance. The real question is, what are you going to do? Because as Republicans, as conservatives that will take Sunday afternoon to come to a political meeting, to be a part of a club, we can't leave here just inspired. I can't give this speech and have people leave inspired. We've got to leave on fire. So if I have to torch myself in order for you to catch fire, so be it. Let it burn, baby. Because we are desperate right now for solutions. Everyone here knows of Ferguson, Missouri. You know the tragedy that happened there. Michael Brown gets killed. And I'm not talking about the situation with Michael Brown. It was a tragedy because Ferguson, Missouri, if you read the reports, they had lots of problems long before Michael Brown got tragically killed. But since Michael Brown has died, do you know that there's been a shooting every day? Did you know that? No, probably not. Because the media's not going to report that. You know why? No white cops were involved. Wow. It's black on black crime. Crazy. You know, number one death toll, the highest number one death toll, but the number one cause of death for black men, 18 to 35, murder, gunshots. It's black on black crime. That's nationwide statistic. I can't blame white people for that problem. And I can sell it, I can tell it, I can talk about it. I walk these streets, I live these streets. I understand it. Sometimes I feel, and I know this is crazy, sometimes I almost feel sorry for you. Because, so, you know, as a white person, you're going, oh, well, you know, if I say something about this, they'll call me a racist. Well, you know what? Bring it.
Exactly.
I'm from these streets. I love these streets. I love the people in these streets. And we've got a problem that's got to be fixed. And I believe that by God's grace, amen, I have come to this city for such a time as this. For the past 27 years, I have made this city my home. I have raised my 3 children here in public schools, and some in private schools. It depends on, one size does not fit all. But I believe in the public school system. I believe in charter schools. I believe that we can find solutions that work. This is a huge city. And it's unfortunate, one of the unfortunate statistics about the city school system is that in the New York City public school system, we spend about $20,000 per student per year to educate these students. And unfortunately, 80% of the African American children in the system are below grade level. Folks, you know, it's crazy. As an African American, I'm telling you, that's tragic. I have an education, I have a master's degree in education, and I'm saying it's on my watch now. I can do something about that. So a year and a half ago, we started in our community, just our block, where our church is, on 135th Street in Harlem. We started with, we said, well, what's the number one problem? What are the teachers saying? And the kids can't do homework. They have no safe place, no safe place to do homework. When I say safe, I'm just talking about a place where it's an environment where they can be at peace, you know what I'm saying. So we just started with homework assistance. Kids could come, put their books bags down, take their phones out of their bag, no video games, do homework. We started with 10 kids, just 10. All 10 were failing. All 10 said that the teachers were saying that they weren't going to pass the state exam. And most of them were not going to be advanced to the next grade. After 4 months of intervention, 4 months, all 10 passed the state exam. All 10 were promoted to the next grade level. And 3 were offered special placement at special schools for advanced students.
Good job.
10 for 10. Wasn't rocket science. Now, here's the best part. You know how much government money we used to do that?
Zero.
Zero! It was just church offering money. It was church offerings. We bought granola bars. We got volunteer tutors from one of the colleges, and our music director, oh, she is a sweetheart. She became our youth director. and she stayed, and we opened up our building.
Wow.
Now we expanded it, and we've done a few tweaks and nudges and done some other things because we saw that the success that it was, but it worked. Another problem we have with jobs. So we tackled that problem with jobs. And the group that are the hardest to employ are ex-offenders. They've done prison time or jail time. 3 weeks ago, we started a program called Second Chance. And in 3 weeks, we've gotten 20 men jobs. All ex-offenders, all gainfully employed. You know how much government money we spent? Zero. You know how many grants we applied for? Zero. It works. It's not rocket science. We need to get back to commonplace solutions. Now, I can go on and on and on. And then I can begin to tell you about best practices in other places and other nooks and crannies around our city because there are working solutions. So I don't want you to feel like it's hopeless. I don't want you to feel like there's no answers because there are plenty of answers. We've got plenty of solutions. The problem that we have as Republicans is that we have grown accustomed to losing. I'm saying it. We're not losers, but we've gotten used to it. We've gotten comfortable with it. Oh, can we win? You know, people say about Michel Faulkner, they say, oh, he'll make a great mayor, but can he raise the money? Yes, I can. Yes, we can. Yes, I will. We will do it. We will do it. Because we're tired of losing. I'm tired of losing. And so everywhere I go, people say, yeah, man, I wish I could vote for you. I'm saying, give me $20. Go on my website. Go to our website. Just put $20. This isn't rocket science. We're all New Yorkers here. $20 turns into $120. 6-to-1 match. Make it happen. Make it happen. We together can make it happen. You can go back and look at my track record and listen, being, how should I say, a self-promoter, believe it or not, is not something that makes me very comfortable. But I recognize if I don't tell you a little bit about myself, I'm not going to intrigue you enough to believe that I can possibly do this. If you don't have a little bit of a I can do it mentality, you probably shouldn't apply for this job. So, in the interest of